Alrighty. So welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. And let me move this over. Hopefully I will get comments. So welcome, everyone. I'm really glad that you're here once again. As I mentioned in my earlier video, is going to be a weekly event. So every Thursday, we're going to just come together. It might be a short 10-minute session, or it might be even longer, depending on what the topic is, depending on if a lot of questions come in. So I will be hosting, I'll figure it out. I'm just trying to get it all together, but I will be hosting a specific session for question and answer. So if you have questions, you come in live on those days, and then we will answer them, review them. If you have questions, let's talk about it. Ah, great. Okay, I found it. Yes. Thank you so much. Hello, hello from New Brunswick and from Ontario. I know you're there. Great. Okay, awesome. So, thank you so much, Aline and Janet, for confirming. Um, so as I said, if you're here, awesome. I appreciate you. If you're on team replay, then I appreciate you as well because I know scheduling, timing, commitments, it's a disaster. And this is why we have the replay. So thank you. Thank you. Whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching live, I do love it. And I want to take a moment to ask you to thank yourself. So if you're the one that's usually taking care of everyone else, this is you taking care of yourself. So give yourself a moment to thank yourself. Okay. Now, today's live is going to be a little different. This week, this past week, I had quite a few of you come to me and say somewhat the same version of the same thing. I did what you suggested. I said the true thing instead of managing it on my own. I stopped absorbing what wasn't mine to carry. Um, I let the other party know how I was feeling, and now they're not talking to me. I want you to take a pause and take a breath there because this hits deep. And if that's you right now, I want you to hear something before anything else. You didn't do anything wrong. As long as you spoke with respect and assertiveness, not aggression and anger, you didn't cause this. You just stopped managing for whatever the situation was for someone else. And honestly, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you felt ready to take the step, even with how hard this part really feels right now. And it is hard. I know that's not what you wanted it to feel like. I know it feels like you've broken something. And today I want to talk and walk you through why what's happening is actually proof of the opposite. Okay. So I can't see you, but welcome to anyone else who has joined in. And let's get into it. So here's what nobody tells us when we start doing this work. Boundaries, saying no, letting a decision be yours instead of everyone else's. All of it assumes that the only person you're up against is yourself, your own guilt, your own fear, and your own old pattern. But you're not just changing yourself, you're changing a relationship. And the relationships are systems. Every system has a way it's used to running. So I want to repeat that. So every system has a way it's used to running. And your relationships are systems. If you've been the one who remembers everything, smooths everything out, absorbs every emotion and every task, that wasn't just your role. It was also doing a job for someone else. It let them off the hook. It let the discomfort land somewhere other than on them, and more than likely on you. And when you stop the system, when you stop the process, there's something out there, whether it's your relationship with someone else, the system doesn't just accept the new version of you right away. It notices that something's missing. And a lot of the time, it pushes back before it can adjust, like a rubber band. I want to be really specific about what this can look like because it doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's silence. Someone who used to text you every day suddenly doesn't. Sometimes it's a version of, oh, you've changed. Just like an accusation instead of an observation. And sometimes it's someone getting angry. Angrier than the moment seems to call for. Because your new no is landing on top of years of you saying yes. And sometimes it's someone quietly stepping back rather than saying anything at all. And none of that means you did something wrong. It means the system is recalibrating around a person who no longer does what she's used to doing automatically. Here's the reframe I want you to sit with. Pushback is not proof you are failing at this. Pushback is proof it's working. If nothing in your relationships shifted after you changed, what would actually be the strange outcome? The outcome that nothing's changed. It would mean that the change wasn't real or wasn't noticed, or the change didn't cost anyone else anything. Real change costs something. And I'm not talking about dollars and cents here. Someone has to pick up what was put down or sit with a feeling they used to get to avoid. That's a tough one. It doesn't mean that every relationship that goes quiet was healthy to begin with. Okay, I want you to hear that again. Not every relationship that goes quiet was healthy to begin with. Sometimes the pushback reveals something that was already true, that a relationship was built on what you provided rather than who you are. And let me tell you, that's very painful. It's also the information that you need to know. And it doesn't mean that every relationship that goes quiet is actually over. Because a lot of the pushback is generally temporary. People adjust to the new versions of the people they love, but adjustment takes time, and it's rarely smooth on the way there. Adjustment is usually a lot of up and down. So, what do you do with this right now, this week, if it's happening to you? You don't apologize back. You do not apologize your way back into the old version of yourself to make that discomfort stop. That undoes the work. That undoes that first step you took. You also don't have to perform toughness about it or pretend it doesn't hurt when someone you care about goes quiet. You're allowed to feel the hurt, and it's still the right thing for you to have done. What actually helps is staying steady, not chasing the relationship to fix the silence, not abandoning yourself a second time just to smooth over the fallout from the first time you didn't. And that's a tough step. I know it. Giving people and yourself room to adjust to something new. Yeah. And if you're in the middle of this right now, drop a me too in the comments. I want you to see how many other women are living this exact week along with you. This is exactly the kind of moment the self-abandonment audit is built for. Not just naming the pattern, but figuring out how to hold steady when the people around you are still catching up to the fact that you've changed. It's a free 30-minute call. There's no obligations. It's just one-on-one. I'm just checking to see if there's any other comments. Okay. I'm going to leave you with this. The relationships that were built on the real you will hold. What do I mean by the real you? It's the woman that knows what she wants, the woman who will tell you when you're close to that boundary or stepping over it. The ones that were built on what you provided will show you that too. And as hard as that is, it's not a loss that you've caused. It's a truth you finally get to see. And it's difficult for us to really see the relationships that we hold dear, the people that we hold close, that push back. Because we aren't playing that same system. We're learning to take the steps. You didn't break anything by telling the truth. You just stopped being the only one absorbing the cost of it. I'm going to leave that with you here. And if you don't want to add in me too in the comments, then send me a DM and let me know if that's you too. All right. So remember, every Thursday, come back at this time and we will have a different conversation. Some of it will be 5-10 minutes and others will be a little longer. I will have a question and answer period, a live question and answer that we can get into as well once a month or so, depending on how many questions pop up. I'm not making any promises because I like to go with the flow. So until next time, I'll see you in the DMs or on Facebook. Take care.